We want to see if we can change our wireframe so it will be much obvious for us. We have that. So we come here and we say set the wireframe color. Let's pick a different color. Let's go for like cyan or something like this. Click outside. You see, you have that. You have that color to use for your modeling right now. If this is what you want, maybe it's too colorful. Maybe you want white and black. You got it. So what about the taros? Maybe you want a different color for the taros. You go to taros and you go to the set wireframe. You can give it something. Boom, you click outside. Taros have red. You can change it anytime. Green. So when you jump back into grade, it will still be there for you. So now you have something that is cool for your eyes. Okay, you can go back to your other shading if you want it. Okay, let's work on the Taros small. Okay, let's work on the Taros small. We have a Taros. Let's jump in. What do we want to do with? Let's hide the grid. See, so that is how you get around. Let's hide the grid. And even still, let's hide this grid, the original grid. Boom. So now it's plain. We have this donut sitting on our table. So we will select everything, get our knife, boom. See, if you look at my mouse, you see something is going on. It's telling me to slide the donuts. So I'll start from here and I will drag it around. Boom. I cut it into two. So we are working on the taros now. So we don't see the grade and stuff. So we cut our taros, which is our donuts right now, into two. But if we click outside, we deselect that too. We see only the line that we created is there. But maybe we just want to see half of it. That's when you come to the properties of the tools you are using, right? And then you have an option to keep the stuff above the knife. Boom. So we have stuff that are above the knife. We want to keep the stuff that are below the knife. Boom. We have stuff that are below the knife. It's two donuts. Which one you think is bigger, right? So you have to keep the primitive. We still see both of them, and we are still in the geometry. How do we separate this thing that we cut? Make a copy of this and let go. See, we have two knives. See that? We have two knives on our table here right now. So this knife, let's use the one we are keeping above. Okay, so we only see the above one. This knife, let's use the one we are keeping below. Boom. But we see the action we are seeing is just the wireframe because it's showing us still, because we have the video where inside the knife too. So to see knife one, we have to bring the video here. This is the video I'm talking about. See, the blue arrow is what makes you see what you are working on. So both knives are working on the donuts, our taros, right? But we want to see one because when you are in the geometry level, you can only use the video one at a time on a node. Okay, to see something going on the another node, you will use this thing. It's like a temporary view that lets you see the wireframe of the other stuff. You see only the wireframe of the other stuff because we have the video on knife one, but we are looking at the wireframe just to see for visualization purposes. All right. Okay, cool. So how do we see both of this knife at the same time? It's possible. That is when you go to your tab, bring the big menu, and then what we want is called merge. We're going to merge things together. So we go, boom, merge, and then it's right here. We put it down. Okay, the merge tool lets you combine stuff, and then it will give you one video, one view, so you can see all the rest. see both at the same time. Okay. So the merge is giving us one video, but we want to see a space in between them. We don't want to see the donors together like this. So we will select knife 2 and we go to the tab, bring the big menu, hit T for transform, bring transform, connect to our knife 2, right? Boom. Use the transform node from knife 1, knife 2 to connect to the merge. Hold Y, cut this old wire. And now when you go to the transform properties, let's move knife 1 donors aside. Okay, let's move it kind of like it's right there, is fine. Knife 2 is keep above, remember. So let's go back to the transform and push it much further. See, so we can clearly see there's a space between them. See, when we come back to the object view, you see we see 2 donors we cut, and we have our little model extruder we did, you know. So this modeling is how you jump around, get around. We jump into grade, we create this, we hide stuff, we get back, we jump in taros, we create stuff, we jump back. We are outside of each one of them. They are boxes. We are at the object level. How do you work with grade object and at the same time able to connect with the taros? Because we don't see no taros in here in the geometry level of our grade. We can create stuff here in our grade. We want to be able to connect with the grade. How you do that? So at the object level, if this taros is the one I want to be able to call it, I have to jump in, okay? I have to jump inside the taros and give it a name so that I can call it. I can link it with my grade. So how you do that? You bring the big menu, hit tab, go for outputs, hit O on your keyboard, and you get an out. So we connect the out node to our Taros system. We bring the video here, you know, and then for us to be able to find the name, we will still keep the out, click on it, go underscore. That is my naming convention. So let's give it like see, this network was very simple. It was very, very simple. We had a Taros. We cut it with our first knife. We cut another knife, you know. We were able to move knife 2 aside, merge it to have one view, okay? And this give us a name so we can call it. It's pretty simple, you know what I mean? So remember how you see colors on the thing. I have to select this, and then this is the one I want. You click on it, and then you have a cover for our stuff, you know. So this is just to show you, you know, because I've already, you've been seeing it, and then you don't know how you give it a color. It's right here. Boom. You give it a color. See? And there's a color too. Boom. All right. So that's how you get that colorful stuff going on. this jump back and forth is what you do most of the time. The rest is like, you want poly bevel, you go for it, you select, you go, you want edge loop, those are the basic, like it's so easy. But this workflow, the interchanging, how you connect stuff is what I think you need the most. All right. So spend some little time if you don't know this. All right. So we get back from Taros. We want to link Taros with grade. We give Taros a name. So let's get inside our grade. How do we call Taros? Okay, we go to our big menu. We look for an object merge. So you hit O again on a keyboard, object merge. Because remember, we have just merge for merging stuff. We have an object merge, which means you can call stuff from outside of your geometry. It can be somewhere. So for these properties, you are able to call more objects for this object merge. So you can add more. So we have an object merge 1 and object merge 2. Okay, but we only need just one, so we will delete 1. How do you go for the one we need, the Taros? So you go here. Now you are on your scene menu. Okay, if we make it simple, see the stuff we've been creating. We have grade, we have Taros. So we have to lower the Taros stuff, and we have the out node that we name it our donors. So we have to select that one. That is the name we are looking for, right? Because we are calling it. And then you say accept the name and go. So now this merge, object merge, have that Taros in it. All right, it have it. It's right here. Object blah 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 Taros donors. All right. So now we have it inside our grade. How do we see it? How do we mess with it? Remember, we have to use what? Merge again. So when the stuff are repetition, now when you know how to use them, it will just keep using them more and more. So we go for M for merge, the simple merge, boom. So this is object merge and this is simple merge. The simple merge can let you see more stuff, and these two can let you call more stuff. So we are joining the Taros we call, we joining our grade, and we bring in the video here. Boom. We have our donors in our mix. We have it right here in the grade geometry level. Okay. Use the out. We don't need this one. In most cases, let me show you something. You can shake it off, and let me cut this because it's messed up a little bit. If I have a connected line like this and I want to join something in, I can just bring it in between it, boom, and it will connect it automatic for you. So we have transformed between our system, our donut. We go to the properties. Now we can move it around and see where we want to put it. Right? So we move it up here, something like that. So that is how I build the bike. Everything is on the object level, but I'm able to call them if I need it. We still see the old donuts. We call it, it comes to us, but the old donut is there because we are in what? We are in the object level. But we have a copy in the gray, so we can turn this Taros off. Boom. And that Taros off. We don't need that old one no more. We already call it inside here. We are working on it. All right? Very, very simple. So we get back to our shading. We tumble, we look around. They are one right now. They become one. So we can mess with these stuff. All that we see here, we can mess with them as one. Let's get this polygon. Okay. Our next tool we want to perform is a poly bridge. Let's see, even though we have this stuff over here, we can bridge it. Okay, so you remember all the time when you have selected, Houdini will ask you to pick what you want to do, right? So we have a polygon, we want to do poly bridge. So we go to control menu, go for poly bridge, boom. It will select it. Poly bridge is when you join two surfaces, right? It's telling you that now we got this polygon. To select the next polygons where we want the bridge to happen, right? We want it to happen here. So we will hold shift on our keyboard, select this one, and then enter on our keyboard. Boom. We have a bridge. Cool one.